In the mixer I have 250 grams of softened butter. Just put in 1 cup powdered sugar. Technical difficulties, one moment please. Start on low. And here I have a little bit of extra cornstarch and flour, just for rolling purposes. We're going to get this well mixed. Turn it up now so you don't end up on flour bomb. We're going to beat this till it's pale and fluffy looking. I have the flour and the cornstarch already sifted. Some pounds. Now I'm just going to push it down a little bit because we've still got some darker stuff at the top. And lay the plastic wrap down. Bring it all together with your hand. It actually feels a little bit dry to me. Yes, I did. Feels dry and crumbly, but that's good because we can still work it with our hands. So I'm going to take this and then I'm going to cut it in 4. Shape it. Into 4. Cutting it into 4 pieces. You're going to wrap them so the shortbread doesn't dry out while you're cutting the shortbread because it's really tricky. The texture should be like this. So you can work it with your hands. Very soft. And then if you tried to do it all at once, like I say, it would dry out. So that's why I wrap these until I'm ready to use them. May not be so necessary in Montana where it's cold, but you never know. So you pick up all the little pieces, and then I'm just going to give it a little bit of a work. So it's like a pasty kind of dough. And I originally had 250 grams of butter, but I added another 20 grams because it seemed quite dry. And then it's just a simple roll out. I got this on Amazon. I think it was only 15 bucks or something. And I always use the purple, so that gives me, because I'm not very good at measuring heights and stuff. Just got a gentle rub, take the plastic off, put it up here. And then I have the cornstarch and flour mix. I'm just going to use it to, so the cutter doesn't stick to the shortbread. Another little tool I like is my little right angle spatula. You can add to this lemon zest. I quite often I do put in mine lavender. Lavender and lemon is nice. You can just sprinkle it with sugar on top, so the sugar will cook and crystallise slightly on top. You can do pretty much anything you want with this dough. So that's the first row done, first 2 rows. Okay, and then I'm going to reform it. Same process.
The oven is set to 325.
I have the oven set at 325 fan oven. And it's 15 minutes I'll set Alexa for when I get it in the oven. So just don't waste anything because you can use it. I'll just give it a quick rub because it's easy to get the plastic wrap off. And then we'll continue cutting. So rolling done. It's quite tedious, but you know, because I've made them quite small, you can cut them in squares, rectangles, do whatever you want to be a lot faster. I like to do the shapes for the kids like the shapes. So it's not much cleanup. I like to use the mat, the sill mat, which I got on Amazon as well. So it just helps to keep the countertop not so floury. So I got out of that 2 trays. So trays of stars and hearts, and then I'm going to put them in the oven and I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. Into the oven, and then, okay, we have a slight problem, technical problem. Just need to lift this tray up. It's because my oven doesn't work that well. Because it's reached the worn out stage. Time for a new one. So I have 2 trays and I'll switch them halfway through the cycle. Timer's just gone off. It's looking beautiful. Still soft to the touch, which is what you want. 1 tray. 2 trays. Oven off. There you go. There. And it is easy. I think the thing is, don't overthink it. Have some confidence in what you're doing. If the dough, because the altitude could affect the flour, I know this might sound a bit crazy, but if the dough feels quite crumbly in your hand, just add a little bit more softened butter and then mix it again until you get that really smooth paste feel in your hands. So, and too with flour, so there's a couple of tricks with flour. If it's travelling and it's in a bag, it's compacted, right? The movement compacts it. You take a cup of compacted flour, it's like a cup and a half or a cup and a quarter of normal flour. So always loosen the flour before you use it with a spoon or whatever, and then measure your cup that way. So that way you're not going to get like a cup and a quarter of flour, you'll get an actual cup of flour. So just one tip that I learnt along the way. And then, yeah, so like I say, if you're feeling it and it feels crumbly a little bit, just throw in some softened butter. So always have room temperature softened butter, 20 grams extra, and that'll bring it back to life to the smoothness it needs to be. Cheers.